It is the last day in July and it is time for another harvest video. We have so much to harvest today. I am so excited about this. One of the things that we're going to harvest today are onions. Those things are ready and we are just so excited for that. There's lots to harvest today and thank you for joining us today as we get our harvesting done. We're going to get started over here. This is one of our onion beds and we have at least 60 onions in each bed, and some of these are huge. I am excited to show you these. So come over here and join me and we're going to show you what we're going to be harvesting. We are supposed to have a lot of rain tomorrow and the day after that. So we definitely want to harvest these before they get more rain. These are already a little too moist. We don't have a way to stop our irrigation system from watering this bed. I know you can do that. Oops. I know you can do that, but we haven't figured out how to do that with our system. This onion over here looks like it's split. I don't know why that is, but this is definitely an onion that we're going to have to eat in the next few days. It's not going to be good for storage.
Well, the irrigation system, when I first installed it, I could have put in some valves, but at the time I didn't see the reason for it. But as we continue to learn and grow on this journey of gardening, I'm realizing now that that would have been very useful to have those different valves installed. So perhaps next year when we do some redesigning of things, we might put in some of those valves so we can change the flow of water to different sections of the garden.
Yeah, because we're realizing some plants need more water than others. Look at how huge this one is. And this is not even our biggest one. But I just want you to see, it's like huge, beautiful.
We do have some cilantro like this.
Oh yeah, and here we have
and over here that's planted in between, but there is also a lot of weeds as well.
another really big one, but like I said, we have other ones that are even bigger. I'm excited to show you those in a little bit.
This one didn't come out quite as big.
Oh,
a little bit interesting formation. Perhaps something was eating it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We might have to cut out some part. We're gonna have to inspect that one to see if we can eat it. So I just pulled this one out, and this one has a lot of holes. I am very concerned about this one. Do you see this, Glenn? Like, look at that. And some parts of it look mushy.
Almost, yeah.
That kind of grosses me out. I don't want to put it with the other ones, just in case. But we really should cut into it to even see if it's edible.
Yeah, maybe put it separately.
But I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna set it aside.
This one's pretty big, pretty good size, pretty healthy. And this one as well. Pretty good size there.
And then among all these beautiful ones, I found this. What in the world? So this bed here has a mixture of ruby red onions and I think Walla Walla and white Spanish onions. I think those are the ones that I have here. They're just all mixed together. I knew I didn't really mind that they were all mixed together, and I wasn't careful about labeling them because I wasn't going to save seed. So that didn't really matter to me. But I guess in retrospect, it would have been good to know what's what. That way I would know like what kind of variety I want to keep or I want to grow again for next year.
This one's a pretty big one that I took out here from the middle. There's another one right here. These ones also had a good amount of space because you can see right there, they're quite big. They're able to get to their more maximum size.
Yeah, but I think also it has to do with the variety. And I think those big ones are the Walla Walla onions.
Okay. Well, this one looks like the same, but it's a little bit smaller.
Good point. I'm taking out the weeds first. Okay. So this one here is huge. Look at this one. And this one's kind of weird because it has like that pink or red hint, but it's not dark like all the other ruby red onions. So I don't know. I like it. It's a pink one. And it's huge, but again, not the biggest yet. We are pulling up some weeds as we go. These are so overgrown. We weeded several times during this their growing season, but towards the end we just couldn't get in there. But now is the perfect time to get rid of these weeds because we're also going to be preparing this bed soon for the next crop. So this soil is still a little too damp for my liking. I think it's because we had to have our irrigation system on this morning. But these ones didn't need it. But we just didn't know how to stop it. So anyway, some of them are a little too damp. Hopefully that doesn't affect their storage or anything else.
A whole lot of onions. That is a lot of onions. We also have a whole lot of weeds and grass in our beautiful bed. Yeah, go, Mama, go. I'm actually gonna come help too. So.
Yeah, I think it's easier to pull up some of these weeds first.
And then pull out the onions.
Uh-huh.
There is a lot of weeds. I almost pulled out the cilantro.
Oh yeah. Careful with that.
There are some weeds around the cilantro, so you might end up pulling the cilantro even if you don't want to.
So these are some of the huge ones that we have. I'm having a hard time deciding which one is bigger. It's this one or this one. Let's take a look. Oh my word. This is huge. Wow. Look at this. Here. This is my hand. It's like it barely fits on my hand. Huge and beautiful. So this is one of the big ones. And I mean, we have a lot of big ones here, but I want to see which one of these two is the biggest. And I can't tell. Man, maybe this one? Oh, but these are amazing. This is so exciting. I have never grown onions this big. This is unbelievable. So amazing. The stem for this one broke. Oh, wow. Another good one. Like all of these here are just so, so good. It is unbelievable. We already have an entire wheelbarrow full of these. And we're not even done with our first bed yet. After this, we have one more bed to go. And the onions that we have in our in-ground bed, we're not going to harvest today. Those ones are a little bit smaller, and I think I'm going to give them some time to grow. Okay, these are the last two onions of this bed. This beautiful white one. I think this is the white Spanish onion, and this is a yellow onion or the Walla Walla. I'm not sure. Beautiful. And with that, we are done with the first bed. Over here, we have so many cucumbers to harvest. I don't know if you can see them. We have some huge ones back here that I didn't even see earlier. So we're going to harvest a whole bunch of cucumbers from these two cucumber rows. Here's a big one that I didn't notice before. Okay, here's another big one. I found another big one. Wow. This one was really hard to see. Wow. So big. We have so many more cucumbers here on these plants, and I think I'm gonna just leave them on the vine because, I mean, we still have this. We have so many that I could still pick right now, but I think they can still wait maybe 1 or 2 days and they'll be fine. We have so much here already. Every once in a while, I find a really big one, and those big ones, the ones that are getting fat, are the ones that I like to get because I don't want those to get too big that they're going to get bitter. But I think we have a good amount of cucumbers right here.
My dad has been picking lots of cherry tomatoes. These cherry tomatoes have been very, very fruitful for us. We've been enjoying it. They're really good. They're really sweet. We love them so much.
We have a lot of zucchini to pick from this bed. And earlier today, I went around and pruned a lot of the leaves that had powdery mildew or that were just kind of not doing so well. And that really helped me be able to see all the zucchini that needs to be harvested. I found some really big ones that I just couldn't see before. So I'm going to harvest all the ones that I can today. So let's get to harvesting all these zucchinis. Here's another one that's pretty good size. Beautiful. I think this is about the size that I like them. These ones I didn't see earlier before I removed some of the leaves. So removing some of the leaves actually helped me see all these zucchinis. And as I was pruning this morning, I also noticed that we have squash vine borers. This is how I know we have the squash vine borers. This is like the main stem of the plant, and it just looks very gross and kind of mushy in some areas. And that's where they are. And this is not the only plant that's like this, but this was our biggest plant, which is disappointing. But we do have some big zucchinis here that I'm going to harvest. So that is a sad, sad situation because these plants are pretty much going to die soon. So I think what we decided is that we're just going to let it run its course, and we're just going to harvest what we can from these plants, and then when they die, we're going to remove them from this bed and then transition this bed into something else. Then I'm going to get this small yellow squash over here. This yellow squash hasn't been, it's called a golden zucchini, but this hasn't been very productive. Okay, now we have some peppers that we're going to harvest. We have two big ones in this plant. Really good ones here. This is so exciting here. And we have a lot more peppers. Here's another huge pepper that is ready to harvest. We're not going to wait for them to turn red because it just takes so long. But look at this. This is beautiful. This is one of our Corno di Toro peppers that is turning red, which is so exciting. But I'm not going to harvest it yet because I want it to completely turn red. And also, this pepper actually is sustaining the plant. And if I remove that pepper, the whole plant is going to collapse. So first I need to figure out how to help this plant or how to support this plant. And then once it's ready, we're going to harvest that one. But there are some Corno di Toro peppers that I want to harvest. Oh, this one almost looks like it wants to turn also, so I might leave that one. But I'm going to harvest this one. Can you see? This one. There's another one here. Here's another one. Pretty good size. right here. Another thing that we're going to harvest today are beets, and these beets could have been harvested weeks ago, but we didn't. So some of these are huge, and hopefully it's okay because I let it go this long. But look at this. It is so huge. It has some, no, those are not bites. No, it's good. It's just, it looks good. So there's that. And even the beet greens look pretty good. It has a little bit of bug damage, but it's pretty good. So we have a lot of these in this row that we need to harvest. Here's this other one. Looks so good.
A little bit of a smaller one, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think some of the smaller ones are because they were a little bit closer together.
There we go.
But I think we're just gonna harvest
Oh yeah, there's a little tiny
all
one.
the ones that we have here.
Reach in here and grab this one and see what the size this one is. Okay, that's all right. We don't need them all to be huge. It's still a good size. Let's see, how about this one? Yeah, that one's a little bit better. Nice, healthy one. And again, the greens, pretty good. You can use those greens in different ways. We sometimes fry them up and put them with eggs. There you go, another one. This one's a lot better. It looks like I accidentally got an onion with that.
I think there's one more.
Oh, there's another one hiding back there, huh? Let's see if we can get in there. There we go. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's all the beets in this bed. So that's all we're gonna harvest right now. We decided not to harvest our second bed of onions because we realized we just had so many. We harvested over 75 big onions from our first bed. That's enough for us for now. We also know that we don't have a lot of space in our garage to let them dry and cure. These onions here in this bed can probably wait another week or two, and we're just gonna wait for all of the onions to kind of topple over, and I think that'll be perfect. We have so much basil that we need to harvest, so I'm gonna go around all of the beds and all the plants that we have, and I'm just gonna harvest as much as I can because some of these are starting to go to flower, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna start all of this harvesting. This one, for example, is starting to go to flower, and I don't want that, so I'm gonna start harvesting these so that they don't go to flower. This month, we've been able to harvest something from the garden every single day. We've been working so hard to keep up with this garden, and at times it feels so overwhelming. But we feel so blessed that we get to see and eat the fruit of our labor. There truly is nothing like growing and eating food right out of the backyard. Okay, so here's the basil. I did not make it to all my plants because we just have so many, and it is getting a little dark, and I think we're just gonna stop for the night, and I'm gonna finish harvesting some herbs that I needed to harvest and leafy greens and celery. I'm gonna harvest those things early in the morning. It's just, we just don't have enough time right now. But I think this is enough for me to work with tonight. And I need to wash them and freeze them and do all the things that I need to do with this. So this is enough for now. And we have so many other things that we harvested today. I think it's a great harvest. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.